What's up? It's Austin Rutherford. We're in Fort Lauderdale Airport, headed to Dallas, Texas at 7 a.m. to do a podcast with my man Xavier Miller. If you haven't heard this podcast, it's an amazing podcast. Make sure you check the link in the description. But I just want to give you what a day in the life looks like. We're flying in there. We're doing a pop-up. We're doing the podcast. We're doing a group dinner. We're doing a meet and greet with drinks afterwards. So it's going to be a fun-filled day. We'll be gone for 24 hours. We'll be right back tomorrow. But wanted to give you a day in the life. So let's roll. Just landed in Dallas. Anytime I travel, instead of getting a rental car, I get a Turo. If you don't know what Turo is, download the app, but it's like the Airbnb of vehicles. And it makes things a lot easier. So instead of landing, getting on a bus, riding over to the rental car company, waiting in line, doing all those things that waste a whole bunch of time, trading cars, not getting the car that you reserved. Turo, it's curbside drop off and curbside pickup. So when I land, the vehicle gets dropped off to me literally on the curb. And when I take off, guess what? I bring the vehicle right back to the curb. So it saves me a massive amount of time. So we're here in Dallas and we got a Turo. So we got a Ford Mustang. It's $75 per day to rent, so not too bad. And then to get it dropped off at the airport, there normally is a drop-off fee. So I think the drop-off fee was like $50 for this or something. So it was $150 for the 24 hours that I'm gonna be here. Honestly, I don't even know what car rental companies charge, but that's what we paid. And I was talking to the guy that dropped it off. He says he has 5 cars on Turo. He was in real estate beforehand. He was buying rental properties, but then he was like, man, I don't wanna buy rental properties. Like, let's buy cars and let's Turo. And he said it's booming right now. All of his cars are rented out all the time. He's got 5 vehicles. He says it works about 5 to 6 hours a week on his vehicles. He said the cash flow is stupid. And honestly, I've been thinking about doing Turo for a long time. It sounds like I gotta start doing Turo, buy some cars and start slinging them things on Turo. So coming soon, but we're about to ride out. Gonna shoot some content with my man. My videographer is about to land here in about 10 minutes. Then we got a meetup at 12 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock Dallas time. So it's 10 o'clock. We're out here shooting some content, getting some content done before this meetup here in a couple hours. But I was on the plane and I was flying in and I saw something. Someone went to their Wi-Fi on their phone. And before you could buy the Wi-Fi, it said get TikTok for free for 30 minutes. I was like, bro, they're running ads on the airline to watch TikTok for free for 30 minutes. If that doesn't tell you the power of social media and having a brand, I don't know what does. So pump out as much content as possible. I say it all the time. You don't have to create. You just document what you're already doing. Everybody's different in this world. The people that like me won't like you. And the people that like you won't like me. And that's okay because I'm documenting my journey and there's gonna be people that like my journey. If you do the same thing, you can build a brand and you can make money from it as well. So we just got done shooting some content. It's 11 o'clock. This restaurant just opened. Everyone's gonna be coming here at 12 o'clock to network and mastermind and meet up with one another. So we gotta get some food going first. And hopefully people will start showing up in 30, 45 minutes or so. So we just got done with the meetup. There was a huge storm that came through right when the meetup hit, so everybody got rained on, but it's always amazing to actually meet people in real life. It's one thing to have them on social media, but making a real connection in real life is amazing. So if you're not already following me, make sure you follow me and shoot me a text at the number right here. And anytime I'm in your city, I'll throw a pop-up meetup event and I'll come out and meet you as well. But we're getting ready to walk into this podcast with my man Xavier Miller. He has an amazing podcast. If you haven't already checked it out, we'll link it in the description below. But you definitely want to check that out. It's very, very powerful. So we're at the podcast studio. I'm with my man Xavier Miller at his podcast studio, Millionaire Mindsets. Getting ready to shoot this. How many episodes have you been doing?
This will be 137.
That's dope. How long have you been doing
2
it for?
years. Top 50 business podcast in the country.
Gotta tune in. Where can they find it at?
Apple, Spotify. We just got on YouTube like a month and a half ago. So YouTube, Millionaire Mindsets. We everywhere. Anywhere you look for podcasts, we there.
I love it.
Easy to find.
IG,
Xavier C. Miller.
There it is. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Mindsets podcast. I am your host, Xavier, sitting here with the wonderful Deanna. What's up, D?
What's up, Zay? Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Of course. And it's my guy, Austin Rutherford, man. He's killing it on every platform right now, killing the business. So welcome to the show, bro.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this. Appreciate you guys inviting me out.
Before we start, do you mind just giving a quick background on yourself for the people that's not familiar with you, don't know nothing about you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I got my first dream was to go to the NBA. You know, that didn't necessarily work out. So kind of like fell out of love with the game of basketball and fell in love with the game of real estate. So fell in love with passive income, bought my first rental property at 20 years old, started flipping houses at 22, probably done 350 houses since, on about almost $10 million rental portfolio. Still doing, wholesale and flipping, rentals, apartment buildings, and, pushing the brand pretty heavy right now. And then I fell in love with crypto too.
Oh, yeah, we gonna get into it.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, for real. So, like, how you even, like, build up the confidence to even do that?
For sure. I mean, everyone always says, like, you need money to make money. That helps. For sure it helps, but it's not necessarily needed. So, like, for me, when that first deal, I thought I was, like, asking somebody to believe in me. And at the time, that's what I was doing. I was asking somebody to take their retirement and invest it into a 21-year-old kid that's never been in real estate, never been in business, never been in construction. Like, that was an ask, right? From a negotiating standpoint, when you're asking, it's very hard to negotiate like that. So luckily, I was able to raise that money. But after that, I changed my mindset because I understood the power of what I was offering. I'm not asking people for money anymore. I'm giving people an opportunity of a lifetime. Because you got to understand when we borrow money, their alternative is like stock markets, CDs, which are like 0.1%, cash in the bank. Yep. And we're teaching people how to get access to money as well, like HELOCs. Like refinancing properties, like cash value life insurance policies. So we're teaching people how to make money on money that they don't even have. Like, it's literally free money. And, if you can get 4, 6, 8% in the stock market with being very volatile, and we can give you a solid 8, 10, 12% year after year after year, we can literally double or triple your retirement account. Like, I've had people call me and like, yo, I retired 10 years early because of these deals that we've been doing with you.
So how do you, like, maintain that focus?
So I think this is going to be powerful. Social media exists everywhere in today's day and age, right? You cannot get away from social media. So social media exists. I think we can all agree on that. Yep. So there's two ways social media exists in today's society, and there's only two ways. There's no in between. The first way is social media uses you, which is 99.9% of the population. Everybody sits there and just swipes through social media, and they consume content, and they don't do anything with it. They don't post. They don't add value. They just take, right? I've been guilty of it. Like, I've been on TikTok, 30 minutes later, I'm like, just on TikTok for 30 minutes? You know what I mean? So 99.9% of the world lets social media use them. The other 0.1% of the population uses social media because it exists. There's no in between. Even if you don't have social media is still using you because when you go out to eat with your friends, they're talking about this post on social media. So why not use the biggest platform in history to make money and promote yourself? It's only two ways it exists. I want to use it to benefit me and to make money and to help and give back to other people. So it's the most powerful thing in the world is social media and eyeballs nowadays. So, you have two options. It uses you or you can start using it to make money.
So we're just getting wrapped up down here in Dallas. It was an awesome time being able to come down and be on Xavier Miller's podcast. The one thing I want to tell you is, like, don't be scared of opportunity, right? There's a time where I was scared to be on the camera and to talk to people. I got the invite to fly down to Dallas to jump on the podcast, and I took it immediately because I know what that can do. They have a big platform on the podcasting side. So if I can be on it and add value to their audience, some of those people are going to connect with me and build relationships, and I'm going to be able to connect with, add value to, and eventually, hopefully, make money from. So I want to preach, like, do not miss opportunity when it jumps in front of you. Like, make sure you take that opportunity. And while I'm down here as well, Xavier had somebody else on the podcast yesterday. His name's Tez. He's 22 years old. He's making multiple 6 figures a year through selling things e-commerce online. So he's built his own clothing brands, and he's making real money. So he's teaching me stuff. I'm sitting here talking, networking with him. He's teaching me stuff about branding, about marketing, about online ad spends, about all these things that like I kind of understand, but I don't get like he gets. And that's the power of like putting yourself in positions to be able to go out and meet people and network with people. You learn things from people in other industries that are crushing it, and then you take those things and you implement it into your industry. So again, I say it all the time, you can't preach it enough. The power of networking is next to none. So it was a long day. We was up at 5 a.m. It's 10 p.m. Dallas time. It's 11 p.m. We're at the bar hanging out still. We're probably going to go out tonight. It's going to be a long night. Got to catch a flight at 7 a.m. to head back to Columbus. So remember, not all days are beautiful. You know, freedom-packed days. Like some days you gotta hustle. You gotta put the time in. You know, that's part of life. That's part of getting to where you want to go. So this is a day in the life. Flying out of Dallas. We headed back to Fort Lauderdale tomorrow morning. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you drop a comment below. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe and notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.